I'm with Mike Roy, the Chief Information Officer of CRC Insurance and chair of our subgroup looking at GA interface. Mike, talk about the progress you've made in the last 2 years as part of the joint working group. You were one of the key drivers to have this joint working group in the first place. How do you see the progress? We're at the AAMGA Technology Conference, seeing lots of positive things. How does it all look from your perspective?
I think we've had tremendous progress. I mean, it's as you know, it's a challenging industry from an automation perspective, from an interaction perspective, given all the various entities involved in placing excess and surplus business. It's not really a very standards-driven. It's kind of an exception-driven process and market. So, we knew that traction was going to take time, it was going to take effort, and that progress was going to be more about baby steps than it was coming in and making, wholesale changes and totally automating the industry, which that's not our expectation. So what we've seen over the last couple of years is we've been able to go through all the various interface points and start to really kind of develop them and showcase vendors and get vendors to develop interfaces and really start to work with each other. That's something that's really opened up over the last couple of years. The vendors have really started to cooperate a lot better. And what we were able to do today, kind of, I guess, the culmination to this point, has been a demonstration of a complete round-trip transaction where data was sent from a retail system, automatically uploaded into a GA management system, called an electronic rate via web services, issued a policy electronically, and then downloaded the policy data electronically for import back into the retail system. So that was a big deal for us. It was a great demo and went real well.
Yeah, it certainly was pretty exciting. And then you had a breakout. What came out of the breakout? What were the main issues there, and what do you see as your next steps?
Yeah, I think the GA community wants to understand a lot more about what the retailers are doing, what their workflow is, what it means to them to be able to submit business certain ways, whether it's through a Transact Now or a Transformation Station, and what their capabilities are there versus just an email submission. So we're trying to put systems in place where we can electronically interact with them. We need to better understand what impact that has on the retail agent and what their capabilities are in the various systems before we overstep what we can do. The other thing, there was a lot of talk about needing to work in a more automated way with the stamping offices on affidavits and how to handle wet signatures and things like that. Trying to, I guess, use Transformation Station and Transact Now as upload models in some of our proofs of concept so people can better understand how those work.
And then you just led a vendor panel at the AAMGA conference. What were the main takeaways that you got from progress that the vendors might be making?
Yeah, it's been a tough market for the vendors because it's been a tough market for GAs and wholesalers. So there may be a little pent-up, automation spending and money that maybe doesn't quite mirror 2003 to 2006. But I think what they're doing is better cooperating with each other to leverage what they all do best and to complement each other's capabilities, and that's something we weren't seeing a few years ago. So to me, that was the most positive takeaway. Yeah. I think we're still struggling with things sometimes needlessly, I think, when it comes to standards and data formats that I think we just need a little more patience to overcome.
Yeah, I think a great comment was made. It's just, let's just work with it and then contribute to the process and make them better and use them where it creates advantage for efficiency.
That's right. Not where you solve the problem completely or create a perfect process. Use it incrementally.
So, okay, as you look over the next year of the E&S Joint Working Group, what needs to happen to make you happy when you're sitting here next year? What do you want to be demonstrating next year?
Yeah, I'd like to see a broader adoption of an Accord-based standard with an extensible carrier supplemental section to that. We were just discussing that earlier. I'd also like to do more round-trip transactions with different sets of vendors and GAs. So we bring in new solutions that potentially have more and different capabilities so our constituents can look at that and have more options to choose from.
Well, Mike, we really appreciate your leadership on this effort. You were a driver, and it was your vision that said, we want to see this happen, and we want to have this kind of joint effort between the retailers, the GAs, and the E&S carriers, and we really appreciate the work you're doing to try to make this go forward.
It's been a joint effort. It's a lot of people doing a lot of incredible work, and I'm just a small part of it. It's been a lot of fun. I've enjoyed it.
Thank you.